It's been quite the year for Baylor athletics. They became the first Big 12 school to win championships in men's and women's basketball and football, all within the same calendar year. And this headline right here, it's just a headline. There is so much more to the story, and the story starts with Ray Biles. Dave Aranda has been known as a defensive mastermind across college football, but this year he proved he's just a football mastermind, period. He led Baylor to an 11-2 record and potentially their first 12-win season in program history. Are you ready? It's officially game week for the Baylor Bears, who on Saturday will open their regular season right down I-35 at Texas State, and do so with a new starting quarterback, a new offense, and a head coach looking to flip the script on how his first season panned out. If I told you before this game that TCU fans were going to storm the field after beating number 14 Baylor with their backup quarterback, their star running back out, and with an interim head coach, would you believe me? Just a few months ago, you were in a Senate meeting about the status of the Big 12 and its future. How do you feel about it now and what Baylor has done to really bring this conference to the next level? The big talker this week is, will Baylor make the Big 12 title game? And while yes, the Bears need Oklahoma State to win Bedlam, Dave Aranda says they don't really talk about that. Their focus is beating Tech and controlling what they can control. On Monday, head coach Dave Aranda said this would be an old school football game between number 14 Iowa State and Baylor, and that proved to be true as this game came down to the final minute of play. The Bears are still unsure if they'll have their leading scorer LJ Cryer back, but whether he's on the floor or not, the Longhorns are going to be ready to keep their upset streak alive. Hey guys, I told you this game was going to be a nail biter. I knew it was going to be decided by a touchdown or less. I'm here with our Week 4 Game of the Week champions, the West Trojans. Congratulations, guys. Yeah! They are the reigning district champs, so maybe a repeat? What do you guys think?
Repeat.
Yeah. I don't think elated is the right word. We could say hype, lit, we could say pumped up, about to run through a brick wall. Anything you want to use to describe fans that were just so out of their minds, excited that Baylor University just won a national championship. Mark, everyone's saying you're a fan favorite out here. What do you want to say to Baylor Nation? But I could say, it's not as easy as it looks.
You know, it's pretty grueling. We practice a lot. We do two-a-days.
You got a chance.
Do I? If you need a pitcher. I have eligibility left. I think pitching might be better than second base. You're supposed to keep your arm like this? Yep. I'm going solo. Good. Oh, Jesus. There you go. You're going in a circle. Just keep your What if I actually am terrible? Okay. You'll flip me over? Yeah. Okay. It's not funny. Here we go. Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, you know what?
But like jumping?
Yeah, you're doing it.
Well, I feel like it's like a chair kick or something.
Yes, I didn't want you to do that, but you're ready. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's been quite the year for Baylor athletics. They became the first Big 12 school to win championships in men's and women's basketball and football, all within the same calendar year. And now Baylor football is back in the Sugar Bowl for the second time in 3 years. I sat down with Baylor President Linda Livingstone to talk about what being in a New Year's Six Bowl means to the university.
It's really exciting for us to be at the Sugar Bowl again and to be in a New Year's Six Bowl. Those are exciting bowls. They mean a lot. They are recognition for what a great season you've had. And I think for our players who have worked so hard and frankly had a tough season last year, it's wonderful to be back here. We're thrilled.
And last season, like you said, they went 2-7, Aranda's first season. What have you seen from him and just how he turned this program around?
Well, we're so proud of Coach Aranda and the work he did. He came at such a difficult time. I think shows the way he's grown as a coach, the leadership he's provided, the way they have brought the team together in terms of kind of unifying them.
Last time you guys were at the Sugar Bowl, it was obviously a historic season for the team, and then you guys lost your coach after that. Right. With all the talk about Coach Aranda potentially leaving, what does it say about him and how much he wants to be here, that he's here and he's here to stay?
We were not surprised that there was a lot of interest in him. He's an outstanding young coach, had such a great season, and so I think it just shows that others also recognize what we saw in him. But we also know he's deeply committed to Baylor, to our players, and so we were really confident that he was committed to being here, and certainly he made that clear to everyone. So we're excited and want him to be our coach for many years to come.
Just a few months ago, you were in a Senate meeting about the status of the Big 12 and its future. How do you feel about it now and what Baylor has done to really bring this conference to the next level?
It's going to be a really strong football conference going forward. And then if you look at basketball, honestly, the best basketball conference in the country. So I've got great optimism and enthusiasm for the the Big 12 going forward.
Prediction for Saturday's game, Ole Miss versus Baylor Sugar Bowl.
I'm going to predict a Baylor Bear victory, but I think it's going to be a really good game. The teams are very different in the style of football they play, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
President Livingstone said her projection of the game is Baylor winning 27-14. I told her, go down to Harris and put money on that, because right now Vegas has Mississippi as a 1.5-point favorite.
Jail! Reverse!
Leader, Christian, and lights-out shooter. A few words to describe Josiah Johnson.
If you think you're working hard, just try to work harder. I mean, because you can't ever go wrong with that.
The first one in, last one out mentality is what has made Josiah one of the best in Division III college basketball.
He works, that's what he does. He puts his head down and he works. And everybody respects that, I mean, he's in the gym more than anybody I've ever coached.
Josiah started at Southern Nazarene University, but decided to return home to Texas and transfer to UMHB.
My first year at SNU, it didn't go how I planned on going, so, decided to try to move on from that. I went to Texas, just being closer to my family. Family's like 3 hours away from here.
In moving back to his home state, Josiah joined a group of Crusaders with similar backgrounds to himself.
Small town guys with small town values is big. It's big for me because I relate to those guys, they relate to me.
Often you're overlooked, when you're in bigger cities, you get, more exposure and things like that. So I think that kind of helps with having a chip on your shoulder.
That common thread between Josiah and his teammates translates even away from the court.
He's just a fun guy. He's a fun dude.
It's gonna be you, B. It's gonna be you, B.
Outgoing, smiles a lot.
Yeah. What's up, man? Glad to have you back.
Everybody knows, how talented he is. The accolades are what they are, 50 points, 40 points.
Whether it's breaking the school record for points per game or the numerous accolades he continues to receive, Josiah always gives the glory to God.
He's a very committed Christian, and he lives by faith. And for a school like us and a program like us, that is a huge deal.
Josiah leads the team prayer multiple times per week, often reminding the crew,
Good days, bad days, God got you, so keep smiling.